All right, let's switch to case number 2, which is Don Lemon. Celeste and I both, we've been kind of wondering about, well, what exactly are you allowed to do and not allowed to do? Unfortunately, we have seen some serious crimes of violence against houses of worship, especially over the last few years. And so I think a lot of people are sensitive to it. But what happened in this case? What are the crimes? And what about people who say they're going after him because he's high profile?
So, this situation, from a lawyer's view, is very fascinating. You have the First Amendment battling against itself. You have the First Amendment that protects freedom of speech and freedom of the press, but also freedom of religion and freedom of religious expression. And you have two different acts that protect religious expression, and that is the FACE Act, F-A-C-E, and the Ku Klux Klan Act. And those two acts prohibit people from obstructing the entrance of religious worship and threatening and intimidating those that want to express their religious beliefs in a church, so to speak. So here you have, protesters that entered a church, and there's no doubt about that happening. But you also have Don Lemon, who is a journalist who was there. And the question becomes, was he acting in his capacity as a journalist, or, and this is the important question, was he facilitating, directing, or participating in the protest itself? So if it's shown that he obstructed the entranceway, or he directed others to do so, or he was speaking on behalf of the protesters, then the First Amendment protections likely are not going to save him. And I'd also like to note that just because you have a defense, like an affirmative defense of, say, I'm a journalist, you can't prosecute me, it doesn't mean you can't be charged. It does mean that it's going to be difficult to convict you. So there are a lot of facts here that we still don't know. And, we only know the surface level stuff. And, so we need to find out what were the intentions of Don Lemon, and did he facilitate, direct, or obstruct any of the activities in the church that day?
I think it's interesting because there were other journalists that were arrested or charged, right? But he has the biggest name, the most notoriety. And so that is what is really gaining traction. But he wasn't the only one arrested. So
this was definitely the administration setting an example. And I'll tell you why. Don Lemon has a very well-known defense attorney from Washington, D.C., defending him in this case. And in federal cases, it's custom practice to let the defense attorney know, hey, an arrest warrant is coming down. Do you want to self-surrender? But they didn't do that here. In fact, they did the exact opposite. They didn't let the defense attorney know. And then they arrest Don Lemon at the Grammy Awards while he's outside covering it in front of everybody in Los Angeles. And because it was done at night, it means that he was going to at least spend the night in jail before he was released.
So do we know, one of the, I was reading some of the reports, they say that the pastor of that church was allegedly a member of ICE, but because he could have the same name as someone who is, works for ICE. Do we know that yet?
I've read that too, and, until I see it in a police report, you just kind of have to take all that information with a grain of salt, because it's hard to trust a lot of the information that you read on the internet is coming from a good source or not.
Right.
But let's say that fact is true. It still doesn't change the analysis of Don Lemon being there.
Do you consider this also the case where you have some federal, some congressmen and women and senators saying, as a part of the government shutdown, one of the things that they don't agree with, they want ICE to remove the face coverings. But in this situation, you see, like for the pastor, let's say this was him. If, they see his face, they can clearly see who he is. They can then target somebody.
Well, the face masks are, appropriate because of officer safety issues. There's a reason why prosecutor and judges' personal addresses aren't listed on the internet. And if there's an officer safety issue, meaning that their families could be targeted by individuals, it's perfectly acceptable for them legally to wear face masks because their names are going to be in all the police reports. So it's not like they're going to be completely anonymous. So every report that's done for every arrest, every officer's name will be contained in the reports and be available to the defense attorneys and those arrested.
Don